Hi, welcome to the Counter Press. It's another edition of the Counter Press, and I'll run you right through it. Again, thank you very much for choosing us. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. It's the Counter Press. I'm grateful. Do like, subscribe, and share. In the description below, there's going to be the links to the Fiifi-Manfred fan page. Do join us, discuss, talk about football, and of course, some betting odds as well. So yeah, let us go. First of all, in this edition, as the conversation of Mauricio Pochettino and the players that he has asked Chelsea Football Club for. And I'll tell you why this is the biggest moment of Chelsea Football Club's era in recent times. So, Christophe Vivell, Joe Shields, Lawrence Stewart, Technical Directorate of Chelsea Football Club, probably are going to start the biggest summer in the club's history in about a decade. Because Chelsea have over 30 players that don't seem to look like a cohesive unit, that don't seem to be united, that don't seem to all believe in the Chelsea project as it stands now. And while it is all but confirmed that Mauricio Pochettino is going to be the next manager of Chelsea Football Club, it is time for they as sporting directors to put on their boots, get on the field of the sporting director job, and then sell a host of players. Key amongst them may be Hakim Ziyech, also Robin Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount. There's an asterisk to his name. The two goalkeepers, Kepa Arrizabalaga, and then of course Edouard Mendy. There's also been mention of Matthew Kovacic, whose contract has not been extended. Jorginho has already left. At the back, Kalidou Koulibaly may possibly go. Of course, I'll tell you why. There is also possibly going to be the sale of Christian Pulisic up top. João Felix may return to Atletico de Madrid. And then, of course, Raheem Sterling, who may also leave the club. So these are players that Chelsea need to sell. And Chelsea need to do that by the deadline, the European deadline. Because a lot of the teams in England are not going to go for these players. They probably are going to be sold elsewhere. The sad part is that most of these clubs outside Europe, outside England, do not have the financial muscle to buy these players, especially on a bulk. So it's a question of how do they get this done quickly for Mauricio Pochettino to get his average 24, 25 players that is seen as an ideal number of players for a top club in Europe to get a job done. This is the big one for Chelsea Football Club. But whilst that's going to be done, I hear already Ruben Loftus-Cheek is being courted by AC Milan. Mason Mount is being spoken to by Arsenal. And then Manchester United. I have my reservations for Mason Mount. I think that's a player that should have been kept. If you look at how Mauricio Pochettino used Dele Alli as an inside number 10, he's a player that definitely could have thrived under Mauricio Pochettino. Also, Mason Mount is seen to be a player that has a lot of energy, presses up high, and is very industrious in a functioning system. Mason Mount would have been very, very important and integral to Mauricio Pochettino. But I hear from England that it's going to be difficult, barring an extra last-minute miracle. Mason Mount is all out of Chelsea Football Club, which is his boyhood club, actually. So these are some of the things. There are players like Christian Pulisic who would have to find places and also to ply their trade next season. But whilst that is said, the Chelsea squad, the Chelsea team is not complete, and this is why. Let me run you through it. So Mauricio Pochettino is a lover of the 4-2-3-1. His two double six are supposed to be very aggressive, very dominant on and off the ball, very good on the ball, ball retention, press resistance ability should be in there. Now, whilst we start from the midfield, I want us to go quickly back to the goalkeeping area. Edouard Mendy and Kepa Arrizabalaga have flirted to deliver as it stands now. There's a young goalkeeper at Chelsea called Gaga Sololina. He's a young American goalkeeper that's possibly going to be the second in command at Chelsea Football Club. There's a need for a first-choice goalkeeper, somebody that commands in aerial duels because, of course, Kepa Arrizabalaga has a frailty in duels. Also, somebody is very good at playing out from the back because, of course, Edouard Mendy has failed to deliver that in recent times. Generally, there's a need for a presence at the back and the leader at the back for Chelsea Football Club. And there have been mentions of goalkeepers like Mike Maignan at AC Milan. There have been Andre Onana's name has been mentioned. And then, of course, one from the English Premier League, the World Cup winning and the big character in Emi Martinez's name has been mentioned. I would like to go any of these three goalkeepers, especially between Maignan and Emi Martinez. Martinez, for me, is a big character. He's a leader. He's experienced, and of course, he has won the World Cup, so has a lot to show. And the fact that he has a lot of character, that will be needed, a lot of aura around him, which will be needed at the highest level for Chelsea Football Club. I would love to go for him. At defense, I don't really think Chelsea need a lot of players like that at defense. I think that for this season, it's okay to stick with Marco Correa and then Ben Chilwell at fullback on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side. For left-footed centre-backs, already Chelsea has Benoit Bedlashile. There is a young Levy Cole that's going to join the folk back in the summer. There's Khalid Koulibaly there. So at right centre-back, there is Nathaniel Chalobah, who's possibly going to stay or maybe leave. There's Wesley Fofana in the team as well. And of course, the age-old wine of... Thiago Silva is going to be the Wales at right back. There is going to be Molo Gusto from Lyon. Chelsea signed him in January. Reece James, and then, of course, your man Cesar Azpilicueta, who's the captain of the club. So we are stuck in defense. In goal post, there's a need for some change. In the middle of the pack, however, Matej Kovacic is possibly going to go, and it means that there's the need to replace him. Also, there's a replacement, and there's a need for a replacement and a backup of N'Golo Kante. And the names that have come up are interesting, and this is where you need to listen with rapt attention. First of all, is Moise Caicedo. Caicedo is a very good player, both on and on of the ball. He receives very good in the first line to help in progression. He's also a very combative midfielder. Like, you know, he's a Ecuadorian. Wins the ball very well. Our brothers from the Americas are very, very good. Latin America, very, very good. Wins the ball well, play forward, very aggressive without the ball, wins aerial battles, very, very combative in the middle of the park. So for somebody like that, it is very good for him to partner Enzo Fernandez, who's going to be more ball-sided in that 4-2-3-1 when Mauricio Pochettino comes in. Also, there has been made mention of Manuel Ugarte. Manuel Ugarte, the Uruguayan, is also a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful DM. Solid on the ball, solid without it, an aggressive player. He averages one of the best ball-winning percentages and ball recoveries in amongst the top 5 European competitions. And it tells you how good he is. The Uruguayan also, like other Latin American nationals, very aggressive, very combative, wins the ball and also has a high footballing IQ in terms of the positional awareness and when to win the ball, when to play forward. Another addition to Ugarte's football is his press resistant ability. He is so good. He is literally a Matej Kovacic and an N'Golo Kante fused into one. Very good dribbling ability, wins the ball fine, retains possession because he knows, he picks his time as and when to play forward, when to play vertical, or when to choose the ball, when to recycle possession. Ugarte is a man that you know. So he's also almost perfect to line up as not as an assistant. I mean, like a mate in the middle of the pack to Enzo Fernandez. And finally, in midfield, for me, one of the best players that Chelsea need. And there are 3 reasons why I think Chelsea need this player is Declan Rice. Yes, there are going to be competition from Arsenal, Manchester United, even Manchester City maybe, and whatnot. But the reason is this. If you look at that Chelsea midfield, there is a need for leadership. No leadership. Enzo Fernandez, whilst a wonderful player, doesn't look like somebody who exudes that leadership. Declan Rice is a very good player, very good ball retention, very good press resistant ability, very good aggression with and without the ball. Combative, also wins the ball well, plays forward. He has very good line breaking passes as well in him. But the most important thing for me is his leadership abilities. Is the dog in him, the Americans will tell you. Because he doesn't really care. He wins those balls. He has an aura like Emi Martinez in the middle of the park. And that's exactly what Chelsea will get if they get Declan Rice. A very good also partner. So for me, any of these 3, in any order for me, it is Declan Rice, Ugarte, and Caicedo. That's how I'd want it to go. That's a good balance in the middle of the park for Chelsea. And then in attack, there's a need for a marksman. Chelsea have suffered since Diego Costa. Nobody really seemed to have done the job very well like Diego Costa did under Mourinho and even under Conte in his first season. Now, there's a need to get somebody who is a very good player, an aggressor in front of post, and is just ruthless in the 18-yard box. If you look across all over Europe, some of the top strikers may be Dusan Vlahovic, casting the mold of Erling Braut Haaland, but has some development to do. There is a mention of Randall Colomwani, a wonderful, wonderful striker. Somebody who is being courted by Bayern Munich as it stands now. He's a top player. Wins the ball at good areas, scores goals. He has goal scoring in him. And also, there is also the mention of Victor Osimhen, who is one of the best strikers that you can get. In fact, the best African striker on the continent at the moment. He's also an aggressor. He wins the ball. He runs those channels. He gives centre-backs sleepless. And these are some of the profiles that Chelsea need to complete that setup. So a goalkeeper, a midfielder, and an attacker, or striker to be specific, is one that Joe Shields, Christophe Viville, Lauren Stewart need to make sure that after selling those players, they get them in addition to form a close-knitted, harmonious, well-oiled machine for Chelsea Football Club next season. So yeah, we'll need to see if Chelsea can get these guys and even offload the players that they have. My name again is Fiifi-Manfred. This is the Counter Press. Thank you very much. Subscribe, like, and share. See you soon.